A top story first. In what many are calling an existential crisis for South India, India's Delimitation Bill 2026 will be put to vote in Parliament tomorrow. The centre will have to achieve two-thirds majority in both houses of the Parliament to pass the bill, as it battles massive opposition from a majority of the southern states on this specific piece of legislation. In simple terms, delimitation is a legislative move that could see the total number of seats in Parliament move up from 545 today to well over 800. However, the bone of contention is this. While North Indian states like UP, Bihar and Madhya Pradesh could stand to gain more seats because of greater population growth, all southern states with better population control measures could benefit lesser despite achieving ideal population control measures. This in turn could possibly mean lesser parliamentary representation, fewer MPs from the southern region and less of a voice in parliamentary matters. In fact, Prime Minister Narendra Modi spoke in Parliament today addressing some of these concerns. Let's listen into what he had to say.
सदन निराधार रूप में, जिसमें कोई सच्चाई नहीं, रत्ती भर सच्चाई नहीं, सिर्फ राजनीतिक लाभ लेने के लिए जो बवंडर खड़ा किया जा रहा है, मैं आज बड़ी जिम्मेवारी के साथ इस सदन में इस पवित्र जगह से कहना चाहता हूं, चाहे दक्षिण हो, उत्तर हो, पूर्व हो, पश्चिम हो, छोटे राज्य हो, बड़े राज्य हो, मैं आज एक जिम्मेवारी से कहना चाहता हूं कि निर्णय प्रक्रिया किसी के साथ भी भेदभाव नहीं करेगी। ये निर्णय प्रक्रिया किसी के साथ अन्याय नहीं करेगी। भूतकाल में जो सरकारें रही और जिनके कालखंड में जो परिसीमन हुआ और जो अनुपात उस समय से चला आ रहा है, उस अनुपात में भी कोई बदलाव नहीं होगा और वृद्धि भी उसी अनुपात में होगी।
Now, despite the Prime Minister's assurances, there are some very pertinent questions that remain. Is the formula fair at all? Should the South be penalized for more effective population control measures dating back to the 1970s? And should economic progress, as suggested by Telangana Chief Minister Revanth Reddy, be another parameter that must be considered? And more importantly, what was the political thinking of reigniting this debate just ahead of crucial assembly elections in Tamil Nadu and West Bengal, where the BJP is desperately hoping to make an impact? Joining us now to discuss all this and more is the BJP's chief spokesperson for Tamil Nadu, Narayan Tirupati, as well as the AIADMK's spokesperson, Kovai Satyan. I also spoke to political analyst Sumant Raman earlier in the day, and we'll play out some of those excerpts through the course of this conversation. But let me come to you first, Mr. Kovai Satyan. You are right now, your party that is in alliance with the BJP itself. There is a crucial assembly election all set to take place in less than a week from now, in fact, exactly a week from now, and yet a legislation being debated right now in Parliament, which puts South India's political representation at stake. Again, we're getting into the discussion of 50% uniform increase versus absolute seats for all, and that is certainly a discussion. But the fact that this could happen at this time and place where the AIADMK is looking to repair that marriage with the BJP and hopefully contest and do well in elections together, is this a difficult piece of legislation for you in the AIADMK at this time and place, Mr. Kovai Satyan?
Yeah, good evening. This is on the expected lines. People who are in the payrolls of DMK and their ecosystem will say that we are vindicated and definitely we are going to get lesser. We certainly can't expect anybody from the DMK and their ecosystem to tell the truth to the people. And this was not decided today morning or yesterday. It was decided 25 years ago. That delimitation is pushed for 25 years, was decided 25 years ago, and it is M.K. Stalin's father, Karunanidhi, who had agreed for it. So this ecosystem will scream out of their lungs for about a day and it will die by its own self. As assured by the Honorable Prime Minister on the floor on the House today that there will not be any reduction in the representation. And it also DMK will stand exposed on their double standards. When they called for an all-party meet 1.5 years ago on this delimitation, we as a principal opposition took part in it and gave the suggestion of the representation of Tamil Nadu today stands at 7.2%. That is 39 out of 543. So there should not be any change in this representation is what we gave our suggestion. But DMK intentionally hid and omitted our suggestion and played the usual political role, blame game role in this delimitation. That's what they still continue to do. They will stand exposed in days to come. So it may people of Tamil Nadu who are politically aware and their political quotient awareness is
Right.
on the higher side. And the DMK ecosystem, which controls the media majoritarily, will definitely take this as a discussion for a couple of days, maybe for a day, today and tomorrow. It will have its natural death in
Absolutely.
a couple of hours from now.
Right. Mr. Kovai Satyan, what you are essentially saying is this was always slated to happen. It is a historic exercise. It is not new. But, the timing of it is something that is certainly under the scanner, especially with assembly elections, from a political standpoint at least, with assembly elections just around the corner. In fact, that's exactly what I asked Sumant Raman when I spoke to him a little earlier in the day. Could the timing have not come at a possibly worse time for both the AIADMK and the BJP? And has this, in fact, given the DMK here brand new political fodder just ahead of assembly elections? Let's listen into what Sumant Raman had to say.
Yeah, I think that clearly it is an awful time to make this announcement. And after all, at the end of the day, the heavens would not have fallen if it had waited for another 15 days. So to that extent, I would say that the timing is bad. But, from whatever feedback I've got from the field since yesterday, it does seem that this may, not impact the election greatly, particularly as far as the rural areas are concerned, because you've got the complexities involved in this, which many people simply don't understand. And the BJP spin that we're giving actually 50% increase to everyone is something that is also being pushed as a counter narrative. Though the draft bill does not talk about 50%, they are going to town saying government sources have said that. So that all of this may help offset some of the losses that could accrue to the NDA because of this announcement at this stage.
In fact, Mr. Narayan Tirupati, let me come to you next. You heard Mr. Kovai Satyan there, you heard Mr. Sumant Raman as well. The discourse doing the rounds, at least as far as the centre and the BJP in multiple states, including the alliance in Tamil Nadu, is that nobody stands to lose by way of delimitation itself. And I take that at face value. But the fact is, a uniform 50% increase, which is what everyone's talking about, is very different for different states. A 50% increase in a state like Kerala and Tamil Nadu does not amount to as much seats as a 50% increase in a state like, let's say, Uttar Pradesh or Bihar, which is already sitting on a sizable number of seats. So could this essentially mean a bigger delta that may exist in absolute numbers between North Indian states like UP, Bihar and Madhya Pradesh versus South Indian states like Tamil Nadu, Kerala or Andhra for that matter? And at a time when the AIADMK and the BJP is looking to score politically in Tamil Nadu, is that not an inconvenience for you, Mr. Narayan?
Oh, first of all, in a country like India, we cannot, just divide the seats like this. And definitely an equal share should be there among the states. Absolutely, there is no doubt at all. But what has happened is, see, in some states, even in Tamil Nadu, if you take even in Chennai, we have 20 lakhs voters in South Chennai, whereas 13 lakhs in Central Chennai, 17 lakhs in North Chennai. So it goes on. It is you need some kind of reforms, and nobody knows. Without knowing anything, the opposition, particularly the DMK and the Congress, are trying to talk about how this is going to be arrived at, how is that it is going to be arrived, and all those things. So first of all, that itself is wrong. So based on several factors, the delimitation will happen, and the Prime Minister, the Home Minister, everyone has been promising that it will be done on a pro rata basis, because we will see to it. Because we, even in 2005, when the DMK, which was a part of Congress government, they tried to bring in a similar bill, but because of their internal alliance fights, they did not bring it. But whereas BJP had supported the bill, we need to understand this. But unfortunately, they don't talk. So it is the Congress's vision that the women bill should not come. The reservation should not be there. That is what the Congress, DMK, everyone thinks. But as rightly Mr. Kovai Satyan said, in 2001, it was decided that for 25 years, up to 2026, it should be there. Now, we are bringing it this year because the Constitution says that. The Constitution says that we have accepted before 25 years that we will bring it. So it is the right time. And why should people, after passing this bill and made it as a law, why should people wait till 2034? So it is a welcome sign, and it is a historical moment for the country and for our sisters. So obviously, the DMK, which is an anti-women centric party, as well as the Congress, are trying to oppose this.
But the fact is, Mr. Narayan Tirupati, the BJP, the DMK has nothing to say against the women's reservation bill. Their bone of contention really is to do with delimitation. In fact, let me bring back Mr. Kovai Satyan into the discussion itself. Sure, both you and the BJP, may be talking about an equitable increase in seats, 50% across the board, and all that is acceptable. But Mr. Satyan, could the AIADMK possibly be losing out on the optics game? Because while you have the DMK going hammer and tongs against the legislation, it isn't merely the DMK alone. Most southern states, including the likes of Telangana, with Mr. Revanth Reddy there, talking about how an economic factor should also be brought in. Population, population increases should not be the only factor to be considered. Progress should be made. States should be rewarded for population control measures implemented. You have Kerala also that has historically opposed delimitation, even so far as attending that meet just last year hosted by Mr. M.K. Stalin. So when you're seeing an overall union of southern states really going about opposing this bill, could the AIADMK consider or probably find itself left out in the cold when you have South overall rising up against the piece of legislation in a united voice, Mr. Satyan?
I'm not sure whether you are stating the reality or it is your personal wish to question AIADMK on these lines. What is the stand of Mr. Chandrababu?
I'm merely stating facts,
Is he not
sir.
a chief minister of
You did see the
Andhra?
Telangana chief minister make a point right there.
What is the
The
stand
Chief Minister of Andhra Pradesh, I agree,
Naidu?
Mr. Chandrababu Naidu has not said much against delimitation.
So, the
Agreed,
point
he
here
is in
is
fact an
we are
alliance
going
member
to-
of the BJP in the centre.
Can I talk now?
Go on, Mr. Satyan. Go on, sir. Yes.
What's going to happen is the assembly elections. It is what the deliverables of DMK, if at all, if it were any, what is that they have done for the state matters most when it comes to assembly elections. And delimitation per se has just started. We have to form a committee and it has to go around and they have to do their math and they have to do their work. Then it gets stable. And there is an assurance from the Honorable Prime Minister that there will not be anything that is detrimental with respect to the representation of these states. That's his guarantee. Even he said in the Lok Sabha today that even if you want to say it in Tamil, I'm willing to say it. So having given an assurance as the Prime Minister of the nation, the work has just started. What is more important is DMK really against the women's reservation of 33% today? Are they in a better position to answer when they come back for the rally? The question is no. M.K. Stalin, who is so scared of his sister to make her sit and to contest an MLA seat so that she doesn't become a threat to his son, she always keeps her to contest on the MP elections. So such being the case with internal factions and feud within DMK, and they want to give justice, so why didn't they support women's reservation bills and they want to tie this to delimitation, will expose their double standards. We are going to have an elections for assembly. And this narrative of DMK that we are the champions and we are the protectors of state rights has been done and dusted. Their stance exposed clearly. DMK as a party, as a political outfit, has nothing to do with respect to federalism and state rights. Whenever they were in power with Congress, that's where state rights were given away. I can give the list. The list is endless. Starting from Kachativu, Mullai Periyar, Jallikattu, methane hydrocarbon, NEET, name anything which has taken away the rights of Tamil Nadu, it is because of DMK. Either Mr. Karnanidhi were in power or now his son Stalin is in power. They stand exposed. Their double standards is well known, and people of Tamil Nadu have that kind of political acumen to understand the double standards of DMK.
Right, right. Fair enough, Mr. Satyan. What you are essentially saying is that there are assurances given, there will be no representation lost, and what you are also pointing out is that the DMK may well be hypocritical in its opposition to a legislative exercise like this one. In fact, I also asked Mr. Sumant Raman, given the possibility that delimitation could mean exponentially higher seats for some North Indian states, especially the likes of a UP, Bihar, and Madhya Pradesh, could this result in the BJP being seen increasingly as a North Indian party, so to speak? Let's listen into what he had to say.
See, I think that if they attempt to ram this down the throats of the people, the BJP as an electoral force in South India will be wiped out. I honestly believe that. This is something which cuts across party lines. This is not something that is something which the BJP members in Karnataka or Tamil Nadu or Andhra can actually defend. It's something which is impossible to defend, whichever way you look at it. And therefore, they will have to take a stand. And you will see that many of the people who are currently in the BJP may even have to, change sides, change parties, quit, do various things, because this is something which almost universally across the state, across the 5 southern states, has emotional appeal. So I don't think that it is going to be feasible for the BJP, whatever the tricks they try in parliament to push it through, to actually sustain this at all. And I can't understand the logic of it at all. I mean, how do they think that they can ram this down the throat? The South contributes 30% of the GDP of the country. It's expected to rise to 35% by 2030. And you are saying that you are going to sort of proportionately disenfranchise them from the governance structure just because you can get your votes in, the more backward states. I mean, it is something which is an appalling thing even to attempt. And I think that it shows, it's a sign of where the BJP is today. I cannot see an Atal Bihari Vajpayee ever having tried to do something like this. I'm sorry, not even an LK Advani trying to push something through which would significantly alienate a large section of the country.
Mr. Narayan Tirupati, would you like to react to that? Mr. Sumant Raman there, very strong analysis really with regard to the BJP quote-unquote ramming the bill down South India's throat. He also added that it doesn't seem likely that a Vajpayee or an Advani would have done anything similar, and that this is in fact not fair to South India, which, remember, is a massive economic contributor to the nation's overall economy. Would you like to just react to that, sir, Mr. Narayan Tirupati?
What does he want actually? So Sumant C. Raman, always we know that he is a critic, that's all. So he will try to pick some points and blow it out of proportion. That is what he used to do, and that is what he has done. So as far as we are concerned, very, very clearly, India is a country where these kinds of, these things has happened and it will happen. So it is not based only on the basis of population. We all know it is also in the geographical area and also on administrative area. So it is not only on population, but we should understand that in many places, many states are there, and it is the percentage of vote, the pro rata basis is what the opposition wanted. It is not. You told me earlier that the DMK or the Congress is not against reservation. They are against reservation. That is why they have been postponing. They are trying to postpone everything. Whenever this women's bill, women's reservation comes, they say something illogical, and they try to postpone things. That is what they have been doing. They were very happy that this reservation has been is to happen only in 2034. But suddenly, when BJP tries to bring it in 2029, they are shocked and they are trying to create all kinds of nuisance. This is what they are doing. So they are not for women's reservation, and that is why they are trying to disturb, or they are trying to threaten as if South is not getting something. The pro rata basis is nothing but whatever the percentage had remained, it is going to remain. So if at all,
Right.
if anything more,
Right.
then they say that why should you do it during this election? Every 6 months there is election in this country. So each
Right.
and every state may say that no, why do you bring it now? See, this is definitely an irrelevant point.
Absolutely. Well, I think the consensus then is clear, Mr. Narayan Tirupati. The fact is that, there is, of course, a separation in terms of views right here in South India as well as other parts, more so in Tamil Nadu, given that it's just heading into an election at the moment. But the fact is, the interest of the nation versus the interest of the party, at least that's where the polarization lies insofar as discussions surrounding delimitation is concerned. On that note, Mr. Kovai Satyan, Mr. Narayan Tirupati, thank you so much for joining us on this live discussion. Let's see how this pans out in Parliament tomorrow.